What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here. There's something I need to tell you. Something you don't know about me. I'm actually a shapeshifter. Just like that guy on Supergirl. Yep. I'm gonna use my powers just this once to be able to review this episode. Because I need to. Oh my god. I mean, like, seriously? This was an incredible episode. I mean, just last week we had like the Win kissed Kara, and I was just like, no, like they don't belong together. Win is like a total loser. And then this week he like gave her the cold shoulder. I mean, like, what was that about? That was totally rude, and she doesn't deserve that. But it's okay because they brought in this cute little guy, and he actually is Kat's son, and yeah, she and him are hitting it off. I mean, it was just so wonderful. I mean, they're meant to be together because, I mean, he's so good looking, and he's misunderstood because his mother was like such a jerk to him when he was little. So yeah, so they're gonna end up together, but he's okay too because he and his mom got back together, and it was such a happy reunion, and yeah, it was so great. It was just so wonderful, and I don't know why, but they didn't like put Jimmy in here at all. Like, he should have been, like, they clearly belong together too because they're both so good looking. But he was like barely in it at all, and yeah, it was such a good episode. It was just Kara and Adam together forever. I mean, just, I can't wait. Oh, there was also some other stuff about some, like, alien or something. I don't know. I mean, who cares? Right? It's just, all I care about is who is Kara gonna be with. I mean, come on. That's the point of the show, right? I mean, that's what we all care about, right? Do it quickly, please. Why'd you hit me so... Oh, wait. What the hell is wrong with the show? I mean, seriously. I just don't get it. I don't understand. What... You had it. You figured it out. You figured out what the problem was. You cut the relationship bullcrap. And I was so happy. Like, it was still in there, but it was so little. And all of a sudden, there's this episode. And all of a sudden, the relationship bullcrap, center stage, once again. It's so stupid. It is so stupid. And that's not even the only problem. If that were the only problem, if it was just the relationship stuff was stupid in this episode, I'd be like, you know what? DC doesn't do relationship stuff well, so I'm gonna look past it. I'm gonna try to focus on the story. Maybe the story's good. Maybe I can watch it for the story and the plot and the main. Nope. Such an interesting premise. They have green Martians. They have white Martians. That's cool to know. You finally find out what happened to John's world. These white Martians completely wiped out the green Martians, so he saw his family killed, and he's the last one. That's interesting. Except that it's, first of all, it's pushed to the side. Second of all, at the very end, he has a chance to kill the white Martian. I'm like, yes, these beings are obviously monsters. They wiped out his entire race except for him, of course. But no, Supergirl talks him out of it. I'm like, you want an analogy? This is going to sound really, really bad and may offend some people, but this is pretty much what they're saying. If there's only one Jew left in the world, and he had a chance to kill Hitler or a Nazi, you know, somebody that took part in the Holocaust, and somebody talked them out of doing that. No, don't kill them. So what if they wiped out your entire race? You can't do that. Like, that's just wrong. You can't just kill this non-innocent, completely horrible person. I mean, that's just... And don't get me wrong, I'm not like, you know, oh yeah, kill everybody. But this isn't a human. Like, this show doesn't make sense so many times. And that's not the only time. There's a time when they're fighting. Like, Supergirl saves the day. She comes into the DEO place after the White Martian is like torn through, killed several people, She like stops it, and then it like flies away, and then she flies down to Alex. All right, you guys stay here, and you make sure that Hank's okay. I'm gonna go after it. I know I just wasted like 10 seconds saying all this, and in those 10 seconds she likely escaped. But yeah, you stay here. Oh, and I know that I have this earphone in my ear, and I'm actually gonna fly out and use it once I'm up in the air instead of using that instantly. Um, but yeah, you guys stay here, okay? Did you get that? Did you understand that? Because I'm wasting my time telling you all this. I hope you got it. You have an earphone. Use the freaking earphone. Fly after the Martian. Stop the freaking Martian before she possibly kills somebody else, or he, whatever it is, shapeshifted into she. But no, she stays down. You stay here. Hang on, I'm giving it time to get away. Or else we can't have an epic climactic fight. Okay, she should be gone by now. Stay here. Several bad decisions. Another bad decision. To have the cliche, stereotypical woman show up. And I knew this was coming. There's always somebody. First it was Maxwell Lord. Now it's this senator lady. And by the end of it, gosh darn, she finally said Supergirl was okay. Why? She's like, she did everything she could to save me. No, Hank Henshaw saved you. He's the one that went to the sewer and saved you. So why do you not hate Supergirl anymore again? Like, do you want to explain yourself? No? Okay. I'll just throw it in this jar of other stuff that doesn't make sense. I really should start taking a jar. Other stuff that does. I'm gonna get to the relationship stuff in a second because I could talk for easily an hour and a half on how stupid this whole thing is. But I'm gonna keep it condensed because I pretty much, my other self, who was obviously stupid. Then there was the oh, what happened? Crap, I just lost it. Oh no. So, Hank is down in the sewer, and he finds the lady, and then Alex and the two DEO agents that she brought with her, they hear her calling. I'm like, it's a trap. It's a trap. So they're going to find her. It's a trap. They open up the gate, and there she is, just lying on the ground, not tied down. It's a trap. Anything, and then Hank all of a sudden just like, no, that's not possible. She's here. It's a trap with me. And then, it's a trap. Yeah, they just assumed that this woman who was taken by a shapeshifter is probably not a shapeshifter. I mean, it's always safe to assume that without, checking to make sure that it's her first. They just walk in like, hey, we got you, you're okay. Are you a shapeshifter, by the way? I don't know why I didn't ask that first. Oh, you are? Crap, I should have asked that first. Oh well. And then she proceeds to kill the two DEO agents, but keep Alex alive. And then it was hysterical because she kills them, and then Alex is like shooting at her and it's not doing anything. Obviously, why do they even waste bullets on them? But then she turns at her and her mouth turns into the Martian mouth and she roars, and then it cuts to commercials. And I'm telling my brother, who was just sitting on the couch, he wasn't really watching. I was just like, she keeps her alive. I bet you. She should be dead, but she keeps her alive. I bet you it's because she's a main character. And immediately it comes back from the commercials. Do you know why I kept you alive? Because you're a main character. No, it's because she wants to use her as bait. And because she's a good Martian, she is a Martian of her word. She's not like those lying other white Martians. All those Martians they're the bad guys. She's actually one of the good ones because when she tells Henshaw that they're going to meet, and she is already pretty much set up the meeting, she doesn't even kill Alex then, because she is a Martian of her word. Yep. Apparently the bad guys are now respectable. Throwing that one out there. So yeah, that didn't make any sense. And then they had the whole bullcrap scene where they're just like, you can't kill her. Yeah, okay. And then they put her in a cell inside the DEO. even though it was clearly revealed earlier that she has the power to, like, communicate telepathically. Am I the only one thinking here? Like, am I the only one thinking about this stuff? I'm sure there's gonna be some bullcrap reason, like, oh, this thing actually, like, blocks her telepathic powers. I don't know how we know how to do that, even though this is the first time we've experienced this. But it does. No, they're setting themselves up for failure. That's what it is. They've trapped this Martian that can communicate telepathically with its fellow evil killers and stuff, and they just put it inside the base because she's not going to talk to them. Anyway, so yeah, that was all the stupid stuff with the main plot. And like I said, if the relationship stuff took front and center stage again, which is what it was doing at the beginning of the show, and why I hated it so much at the beginning, but then they stopped doing that, and then they started doing it again. And like I said, the characters are interesting enough. There are a couple of them, like Jimmy Olsen, that just feel forced in there. But if the story was good enough to where I didn't care about the relationship stuff, I could just sit through it and just be like, whatever, don't care, skip, until I got back to the action, I'd be fine. But because it's so stupid there, I'm frustrated with the whole show. I'm like, I can't watch this. And it's sad because next week looks interesting. I saw the title of next episode, it's Bizarro, so obviously this girl that Maxwell Lord has had in his secret room or whatever is going to pretend to be Supergirl. And it's like kind of like Bizarro Superman. This is Bizarro Supergirl. It's like, oh yes, this could be really interesting. But from this episode, I have no hope. I'm just like, it's probably not. They're probably going to do some bullcrap stuff again. And it's just going to be me frustrated again. Just talking about how dumb the show is. And that's really sad. Whenever you start to do really well, and I start talking about how good it was, and now I'm like, nope, it's not that good anymore. And I'll talk about the relationship stuff really fast because, let's get this over with. One, bringing in this hot guy at the very beginning of the episode, it's so obvious. Oh, she just turned down this guy in the last episode. Now they're bringing in this guy. It looks good. Probably gonna happen. The only cliche thing they did not do in this episode is that I thought that at the very end when she was talking to him, I was almost completely certain that Wynn was going to be like watching from a distance as they were flirting with each other. And I was going to punch somebody. I really was. Luckily they didn't do that, so I didn't punch anybody. Although I did slap myself. Man, this show's making me lose my mind. So yeah, that whole thing was just like, you already forced a ton of conflict between characters because of the whole Jimmy thing and the fact that she likes him for no other reason than he's good looking, and Wynn actually likes her for good reasons, and then she's just like, but I don't like him because he's nice and he's smart, and I'm not looking for that in a guy. So you've already created bullcrap drama there. Now you're creating even more bullcrap drama by throwing in another guy into the situation. It's not like the love triangle you had going on before wasn't already bad enough. Now it's actually more like a love pentagon, now that I think about it. That's not even a good example, because it's like Kara, Jimmy and Adam, Jimmy to Lucy, and then Wynn. Poor Wynn. I feel bad for the guy, because he's actually, like, first of all, he's one of the more interesting characters, especially with what we figured out about his dad in the last episode. He is one of the more interesting characters, and he's likable. Like, he has such a funny personality about him that I actually enjoy and because of all the bullcrap drama that they've created in this story, I only got to see him in one scene this episode. I mean, it was him giving her the cold shoulder for a good reason. Why? So we can get more of this obvious, like, foil for more drama? And to talk about this kid, why did I say kid? He's probably older than me. But the guy that's playing Kat's son, he's a good actor, I'll say that. The scene with when Kat and him were sitting down talking and finally talking it out because Kara was helping him. Like I truly believe that scene from him. Like you could see the expression on his face was really well done. But his acting is great, but I don't like his character. Like his character's just once again, Kara falling for him just because he's good looking. Like there's nothing else really about him that convinced me that she likes him. It was the same thing for Jimmy. Like, well, Jimmy actually has a better reason than that because he's Jimmy Olsen, who's apparently a big shot now in this universe. So because he's a big shot, that's why. Not just because he was good looking, but also because it's Jimmy Olsen. He's such a big name photographer. Yeah, that's the right word. And so, that actually makes more sense than this. Like, she's known him for a day, and what did we learn about him? His mother left him when he was little. No, I meant about his personality. I'm gonna have to get back to you on that. That's your answer right there. There's nothing we know about him. There's nothing that Carr learned about him. In fact, we actually, as the audience, we learned more about him because we had the scene at dinner when he was with his mom, and that whole scene, we actually learned more about him in that scene than Carr learned about him the whole time that she talked to him. Like, it's just so dumb. I don't get it. The relationships in DC are stupid. Like, I'm going through Arrow right now on Netflix. I'm like, this is dumb. But the action in that show is a lot better, and the plot is a lot better. So I can actually watch that and enjoy it. And then, the biggest problem that I have is that all of it, the whole thing, the relationship stuff, the plot stuff, all of it was so predictable. It is, you sit down, she just turned down this guy in the last episode, hot guy that's introduced. Do you think they're going to get together? By the end of the episode, actually. A lot faster than probably most of you were expecting. Son sees his mother for the first time in forever. The mother's at fault. She tries to reconcile. What do you think happens? She doesn't do it right. And she blames everybody else for it. When she finally owns up to it, at the end of the episode, of course, the son finally accepts her. Every time. This lady that hates aliens, by the end of the episode, she's going to love him. Okay, she didn't love him, but she doesn't hate him anymore. All of it's so freaking predictable. And if you can predict it all, it's not fun to watch. And that's my biggest issue, is that I want to be able to sit down and enjoy the show. And actually, I probably still will watch because we all need one bad show to review, right? Or movie, if you're a movie critic. So, I'll probably still watch it just so I actually can rage about one of the shows. But it really, if I were just watching it for enjoyment, the fact that I made it through the first 3 episodes was incredible. But now the fact that they're going back to the stuff that made me hate it at the beginning makes me want to stop watching now. Because it feels like they're not learning from their past mistakes. It's like, the reason this first, like, if you look at IMDb, which I know isn't the best indicator, but even on IMDb, the first 4 or 5 episodes rated 7 point something, which is actually bad. I know it doesn't sound that bad, but it's pretty bad for a TV show. Like, if you look on, some of the better shows like The Blacklist or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or Elementary, those are just my favorite shows. Like, if you look at Fargo, it's mostly 9s and above. 9.5 is, like, probably one of the lower ones on the list. So getting a 7 is pretty bad, and the rest of them are actually 8s or above. And that's true. Except this one got an 8.8, but hopefully that's just, like, from 2 reviews. So that's what frustrates me, is that those episodes were not that good, and you finally fixed the problem, you finally got them working better, and now you're just going back to the same old stuff that makes it so stupid. When are you going to learn? So, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I can complain all I want, but they're gonna do what they're gonna do. So hopefully it gets better next week. Hopefully this whole Bizarro thing makes it good again. Because I really do want to like this show because it's Supergirl. You know, it is the cousin of Superman. You can do so much fun stuff with this, and even the fighting scene at the end. It was done in all dark to make it, I don't know, easier to animate, I guess. But it looked better than some of the crappy fight scenes at the very beginning. Like, it was them flying around, and it was obviously all CGI, but it looked like better CGI than at the beginning. So even the fight scenes are getting better, but I don't want to sit through all the bullcrap that I had to sit through from the very beginning of the show just to get to that for like 5 minutes, if that, at the end. And then another stupid decision. So, that's my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know down in the comments below what you think about this episode. Is it as bad as I say, or are you actually a girl who loves this show because it's Soap Opera Girl. That was the joke that I wanted to use at the beginning, but I forgot. That should be the new name of the show. Soap Opera Girl. So yeah, let me know down in the comments. Leave a like and subscribe if you want to see me rage about the show some more, and check out my other videos if you want to see me actually be happy in a review. So I will see you at the next one. Peace out.